Hi, I'm Donna Rhodenizer. I'm here to talk to you about marching. Marching is a great activity to do all year long, not just in March. And I have created some March-related things in this PDF download for you. There is a song called March March, which is a march that I wrote for actually moving and doing some activities with. We'll talk about that in a minute. There are 2 song suggestions that include marching that you can sing, which are March Quickly, which is a teaching song, a simple little teaching song, and I've created a second verse with that, and the song The Ants Go Marching, and another song that I created called Midnight March, which also has some French lyrics that you can use if you are in a French speaking or French immersion school. And then if you would like to go further than this PDF, we also have Penguin Parade, which is on the donnaandy.com website under blogs, and if you look under Penguin Parade, you'll find another song with marching in it to do with penguins. In September, when my students came to the music class, I wanted a reason for them to listen from the very first footstep into my classroom, and so I created the September March. And the September March is just a simple little 2-minute march, and I met them at the door and I said, "Follow me," and I started to march. And I'm marching and marching, and when about half the class were in the room and following me in a circle, I said, "Loud!" and I started to stamp my feet very loud. And they, of course, thought that was just great, and so they started stamping their feet, and then I went, "Shh!" and then we did soft. The students love alternating between that loud and that soft and watching for those changes to happen, and it also gets some of their jiggles out on their way into the class, which I like. Once we get into our circle, if the music is still going, I will stay in my spot and I will start to do silent beat keeping so that we are still keeping the beat, still feeling the piece, but there isn't any sound. So I do things like this. Sometimes I make it go down right to the floor. Sometimes I pretend I get stuck. I go back up. Or this. Or winking. Or bouncing up and down, not moving my feet, just bending my knees. And those are all great ways to feel the beat, but with no sound. Another great activity I like to do while this song is going is to do some facial expressions. And all I do is change about every 4-bar phrase or 8-bar phrase, depending on what I'm doing. And they just follow what I'm doing. So I can do things like this. Or I'll do and so on. So it's a wonderful way to start getting them to use their faces expressively, which I will want them to do when we're singing songs later. And so it just gets them sort of loosened up and ready for that. So you've got loud and soft, you've got keeping the beat, you've got phrasing, you've got expressive faces, you've got movement to get you into a circle or to get some jiggles out. You can also do that if you're going into lines or rows. If you are the parade marshal for the marching band and you stop one row of kids, like you're walking backwards and you stop, and then you can go like this, and the next row comes, and then you can stop the next row, and so on. So there are ways of doing that, all without speaking and all with movement and with some music going on. The 2 songs that I've got, March Quickly, and The Ants Go Marching, I've written some activities that can go along with those songs. Those are part of the PDF download. You can also do Midnight March. And the Midnight March song, at the beginning, I have instructions written in the music, but at the beginning, students are pretending that they are in a toy shop and they are toys and they're asleep. And so they're just slumped over. And then as we count 1, 2, 3, 4, they straighten up, and then they start to sing without any movement. When they get to the left, right section, they're just going to step with the words left, right, and then once that's established, there's a little instrumental section. They just keep doing that left, right. I like to add that sort of wooden soldier kind of arms, then it helps kind of keep them from speeding up as they're marching. And then we go back to just the singing without any movement. And at the very end, when they count backwards, when they get to the last number, all done, they slump over and go back to sleep. I have written in the music that you can play a wood block, but my students, when they did it, when they heard the wood block, decided to do that clicky thing with their tongue. So they go, and I've got some little kids that can make a big sound. So at the end, we would just do that. All done, tip back over and be asleep again. And they loved to do that. So there are 3 marching songs that you can sing. There's a march that you can do for an activity. You can also look up marches on YouTube. There are many, many great YouTube videos out there. Sousa, John Philip Sousa, has written some wonderful marches, and I have some links to start you off, leading you to some of those. I would encourage you, if you use the videos with your students, show them the video at some point in time. Like, have them come in and move, and it's doesn't have to be up for them to see. But at some point in time, it is a great activity to extend what they've been hearing, to let them see what the instruments are for the band. And particularly Stars and Stripes Forever, John Philip Sousa's march, they highlight the piccolos. And so it's a great way to say, oh, there's a piccolo, it looks like this, and that's what it sounds like. So those videos are a great tool. Pipe and drum bands are also great for marching, with bagpipes and all of their fancy big drums, and it just feels so good to move to that kind of music. So I encourage you to find some of those as well. If you're looking for marches, quarter note equals 120 is like 2 beats per second, and it just feels really good in the body. And so that's a kind of a good benchmark. Now, there are some that are faster and some that are slower, and they will sometimes work depending on what you're doing, but that's a good kind of benchmark to look for if you're looking for speed. I think that's all I have to tell you right now. I'll let you go to it and download the PDF and have a great time doing some marching and singing about marching with your students. Have a great day making music, and make music a great part of your day.